Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host, Sree Iyer. Joining me is Professor G Ramesh of IIM Bangalore. You've heard him before on our channel, and we're going to discuss a totally different angle towards what Annamalai's approach has been in changing the direction of politics in Tamil Nadu. So let's welcome Professor Ramesh. Professor Ramesh, Namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Sree Iyer. Thank you. It's very nice always talking to you. I should tell you that I don't miss any of your talks or interviews.
Thank
like
you, sir.
that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Really nice.
Means a lot.
Yeah.
Professor Ramesh, I picked on one analogy you described. By the way, viewers, if you had watched the PGurus Tamil channel, Professor Ramesh was there yesterday, if I remember correctly, talking about something similar to this. I wanted to take this thing and broaden the scope of this discussion. So what he had said was that Annamalai has used his IIM experience and foundation to successfully change the politics in Tamil Nadu. And one of the examples he gave, now it is IPL season, T20 matches going on. He said one person is playing T20 form of cricket, the other person is playing, the conventional form of cricket. You can think of it as Test cricket. How did the opposition still not wake up to this changing in strategy? I mean, you can give us some examples also as to why you feel one is in T20 mode, the other one is in Test match mode.
Yeah. So, thank you. I mean, always try to bring in a different perspective because I don't have any insider story to tell you, and I go by all publicly available materials and people, the way speak and like that. And also where I come from is I do sort of a profiling of leading personalities and all. That's like my hobby, and I keep doing an R&D. Right from Modi to Annamalai, and even Stalin and everybody, even Kalaignar, Kamaraj, everybody. So that way, from the beginning, I really loved this guy. Okay, because in one of my talk, I said that probably we still know only 25% of him. 75% of him is yet to manifest. Okay. And I would say that he will be, League One plus something. Okay, that's where he will really shape up, which will be very good for Tamil Nadu. Okay, which means he will take Tamil Nadu beyond Singapore. Okay, so one of the thing is that I looked at it as a new incumbent versus, let's say, a new entrant vis-a-vis established incumbents. Okay, BJP is still a startup was startup. When he entered in. I mean, he himself was a startup, and BJP was also startup stage in Tamil Nadu, if you see. Okay, Tamil Ji had made some foundation, and then L. Murugan sir kept it at this, maybe more or less similar level or probably incremental. Okay. So when he entered, he knew what to expect. I mean, not to forget that he was also a police officer. Okay. So he knows politics and he knows management. Okay. In fact, today I tweeted saying that he has passed two of the toughest exams in the world, that is UPSC exam, civil service exam, and then the CAT exam. Okay, so which is not anything normal, So to begin with, how do you really fight an establishment? The way to do it, like the way a startup would fight a corporate, is that you change the rules of the game, or what you call as rules of engagement. Okay, normally the BJP used to fight, and they will throw some of the arguments and they'll fall for it. Okay, suddenly they'll bring a Hindi issue, they'll bring a Brahmin issue, Periyar issue. BJP will also bite the bait, and then game was going on for the last 40 years. Okay, and all these leaders were enjoying, but they never made any mark, and BJP never made any progress. Annamalai would have decided right in the beginning, I think, I'm not going to do this game. I will peel off the onion layers. Remember, he once talked about the onion layers of the Dravidian families, the main family, the core family.
Yes. Yes.
So he started attacking the kernel of the family itself, I mean, onion layer itself. Okay. And he decided to peel off one by one. Okay. And he was not ready for 2031. So his target was 2036. Okay. And that was, mind you, only by 2023 and or 2024, that election time, So he was a man in a hurry, even though he has age on his side. Okay. And mind you, why is T20? Because it's not that he's playing the slog over. He's actually the opening batsman of the T20. If you really see if you see the BJP in Tamil Nadu. Okay. because I don't know, he had abundant confidence in himself, I think, that he could really, sideline not only the AIDMK from the beginning, but also his own opponents within the party. Okay. So his first step is to peel off the onion layers of the DMK, Dravidian party. So which means the journalists and the media and like that. So he started attacking the frontal, which is like front foot totally. Okay. I mean, they would have never anticipated. Okay. I think his internship with 𝗣𝙧𝙤𝘆 would have helped him, because he would have seen how they were boxing him when 𝗣𝙧𝙤𝘆 was at his peak. Okay. He decided nothing doing, it will not happen with me. Okay. So he took them head on, and it was all sixes all over. Okay. Now they had to battle for themselves, the media. And imagine, I really feel sad for the reporters, because the editor is telling them, ask this, and then Annamalai is really batting back. Okay. So it's really pitiable situation for them. Then he started attacking the peripheral layers, the district secretaries, districts, and then the corruption charges and things like that. Yeah.
Sir, sorry to intrude, but I just wanted to bring our viewers up to date on one incident that took place, where there are two, if you can think of leaders of the DMK narrative, there are a few who consider themselves as the trendsetters. And one of them is a guy called Shabir Ahmed, and the other one is a lady whose name I'm forgetting. But this lady made the governor of Tamil Nadu to apologize because he appreciated her by tapping on her cheek. And then she started making a hullabaloo of like saying that, oh, I have to wash my face with Lifebuoy, this, that, all sorts of stuff. Okay, so these two, Annamalai took them on. And then they basically tried to railroad him by trying to say, you have to apologize for what you said. I think he had something to do with monkey or something like that. I think what he said was, why are you jumping from one? Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about that, because there may be some people who may not have followed that story. Because not only did Annamalai stand his ground, he put them back on the defensive. Over to you, sir.
Correct. In fact, now let them try with our own Governor Ravi. Okay.
Yes.
So it's really like, I mean, this side is, I don't know. I mean, you call it stars are getting aligned. No, stars are getting aligned. Okay. So you find suddenly, Governor Ravi there, then Annamalai here. So, I mean, getting back. So once he has established himself, how did he establish himself? So in management, you call it positioning. Okay. So you find out your own positioning. He said, listen, I am not a branch manager. Till then, what was the scene with BJP? The national leaders will come, meet the alliance leaders and go back. They may not even meet the president of the BJP party. Okay. So that was the status of the BJP party. He said, nothing doing. I am my own independent, what you can call, SBU head. Okay. And this is the way I will run. Okay. And national parties also started recognizing him. I'll tell you why national parties had to recognize him. Okay. Later. In fact, till the alliance form, okay, I would say that the DMK understood his power, AIDMK understood his power, Prime Minister and Home Minister understood, but it's really the BJP leaders in Tamil Nadu who didn't understand his power. Okay, they were still the old time, mold where they wanted an alliance. I mean, they always fight with DMK or AIDMK like that, like the old Congress used to do. Okay. So he positioned himself as an independent leader, okay, like of the Kamraj mold, and then the state leadership, the mold. And that's something I think BJP welcomed. That's in fact the biggest lacuna of current BJP, leadership, I can say. Like you have Yogi there in UP, Fadnavis, Sarma, and like that. So he has also come up like that without even being in power, without even having won the seat. Okay, and still he gets more crowd, which is spontaneous rather than anybody else. So I would say that he carefully positioned his narratives. He carefully positioned himself both within the party and outside the party. And I'm sure he has played it out in his mind, what we call as mental model. I'm sure he has got a mental model for 24, 26, and 31. And he's just unfurling it one by one. And hats off to him, the way he could convince the national party to go alone in Tamil Nadu, okay, which none of the national parties are done any time. Maybe a few times they are done, but they never lack the guts, okay. And not only that, he is now leading a very strong coalition, and he has isolated EPS, isn't it? Which are all, it's not a small thing. I mean, I wouldn't know how much really is management thinking or police thinking or something. These are all inborn, I would say. Some of these qualities are really inborn, and probably blessing of the God, and it's really a good time for the Tamil Nadu also. But what I would say from management side is he has got a very, I can see a pattern in his thinking, and he's very systematic and is very clear about how he'll go about till 26 and 31. I mean, he has his map, though outsiders may not really know. So the first aspect is how did he unpeel the layers, but then later he also took the issues of temples. He made a statement right outside Sri Rangam. He did not hesitate. No leader of any stature would have made such a statement in Tamil Nadu. Okay, and he has reversed the trend of go back Modi. Okay, it's no Mindu Modi. I mean, which means again Modi. That's a slogan. When is this slogan spoken today in the filing of the when the DMK MP candidates are filing? They are saying Mindu Modi. Can you anticipate that? It happens in North Madras. It happens in interior Tamil Nadu and all that. So much he has reversed the trend. It's really like a great marketing wizard, I would say, the way this guy has gone about. Yeah.
The viewers, just to draw parallels here, right? This was a place where these people prided that even a parrot or a bird cannot, shake its feathers without our permission. Now, what is happening is the equivalent of, Mamta Didi and her nephew facing Jai Sri Ram chants in Bengal, wherever they went. Something similar has happened. In fact, the amount of desperation and frustration in that order I see was when they lathi charged women and children in Nilgiris for Dr. L. Murugan when he went to just file in his nomination papers. And police has to take responsibility. I expect that the things are not going to be so easy for the police department after 2024. Doesn't matter whether DMK continues till 2026. I can myself give him a notebook of how many places these guys have done toward the party line. Anyway, sir, getting back to the peeling the layers of onion. We talked about one thing that these people are put in place, and now, once in a while they'll jump up, but nowhere near the same intensity. Next, take us to the next layer, sir.
So next one is, okay, peeling the layer also consisted of changing the narratives. Okay, he didn't fall for the narratives of Periyaarism or center, anti-Hindi and all that. Okay, one, he took on corruption head on, because both the parties will not take the corruption in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so he took the corruption head on, and then he also started portraying Modi's development, what's happening and what he's bringing, in India and like that. And he really brought out the aspirations in the people. Okay, in the sense they started seeing, okay, that these guys are really not delivering. And imagine, you have to break down certain narratives like social justice. Okay, social justice. Okay, but then he proved that, listen, I mean, they are really getting money on the liquor, and then give you 1,000 rupees per month doesn't really solve any problem. Okay, so, and then they showed about how the social justice itself is hurt, because these people are probably more discriminatory than other parties. So like some incidents happened in Tanjore, some incident happened in Chidambaram and all that. Whereas, I mean, he took up those incidents, and always both his party man and himself were the first to be there whenever anything of that sort happens. And the beauty is, so thankfully for him, DMK is the ruling party. Okay, I mean, if ADMK is the ruling party, his full potential would not have come up. Second thing, I don't know, for what reason you may know or I can guess, EPS never played a role of opposition. Now only today only he made some meek statement about something, but he has never made any strong opposition. On the other hand, they are only attacking Annamalai, which has helped. In fact, once I told, Sree, in one of my talk, that a hero is known by the strength of the opponent. So the more and more you have to attack him, he becomes a bigger and bigger hero. So it's really the DMK and, let's say, the magazines and the channels which made him the hero, though they would have never liked it. Yeah, sorry, you want to ask something?
Yes. I just wanted to, I'll keep adding data to complement your observations, Professor Ramesh. For example, viewers, the Minister for Hindu Religious and Charitable Establishment Act, HR&CE department, the minister, his name is Sekhar Babu. You know what he did to his daughter? He threatened her with life and limb because she was marrying someone outside the community. So much so that she had to actually flee to Bengaluru with her. I don't know what exactly happened, whether she is married already or not, but it tells you the bigotry these people practice in their own personal lives. And this man has always gone after so and so illegal properties for temples, but he will not touch a single mosque or a church. In fact, there was a very interesting thing. There was a mosque and there was a temple, and the temple, because it was illegal, it was demolished. And for the mosque, the sub-inspector was caught on video begging the Muslim leaders in that locality, please leave. You are also illegal. Please leave. The guy didn't leave. See, you have such inequalities in terms of implementation of law, and yet they just get away with it. That's what they think. Sir, back to you.
So this is another interesting thing you have brought out as part of the narratives, and then the second layer is that in management, we call it making the non-discussable discussable. Okay, all these things were non-discussable Sree before that. You just can't take the name of Periyar. You just can't take the name of social justice and things like that. Okay. No, all these things are out in the open. You remember he just brought out on page 11 or something like that of some book. That became viral. That's again his ability, something he picks up and then the media just picks it up. And then, in fact, thanks to social media, not even media, it makes it viral. And that becomes the narrative. It's not just that he's making a statement. Okay. It's a narrative. Then what used to happen earlier? The DMK will set the narrative and BJP was reacting. Today, Annamalai sets the narrative and they are only responding. Okay, by the time they respond, he is on to the next one. Okay, they respond pathetically. Sometimes I feel like actually giving them some inputs to the DMK and then their supporters like that, even ADMK. Maybe you can criticize like this. Why do you criticize like that? They're pitching it as if Annamalai is I am Lucknow, and ADMK saying the opponent candidate is I am Ahmedabad. I am Ahmedabad. Okay. So I told him I would rather vote for, IIM-L guy, looking at his leadership qualities and subsequent performance rather than his degree, isn't it? So the beauty is he has made all the non-discussable discussable, and then it's all out in the open, okay, including Brahminism. And can you imagine he supported the people protesting the the Music Academy Award?
Yes.
Earlier, even any BJP leader also may not have opposed that.
Hesitate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hesitate, isn't it? And they may make a mute statement, but he just came out open, which is not an ordinary thing. For that alone, I would vote for him not as a candidate, but as a great leader and a future prospect. So I would say that the third point that I would make is that narratives. He's really a narrative king, just like, Modi ji. If Modi ji speaks something, it really hits the roof. The people have to either keep defending themselves or just put up some meek, offensive things and like that. So that's again another point that I would really say. In fact, I was even scared when you was selected to compete for MP election, because I don't want him to leave Tamil Nadu. Okay, he should stay put till 26, and that I hope it will happen. In fact, Rajagopalan ji today he has tweeted, I think. He tweeted if he wins the election, he becomes a cabinet minister. If he loses, he becomes a chief minister. Okay, it exactly happened. He lost the Karur seat. He became president of the party. Okay, otherwise he would have been only MLA there. Okay, and he is even more powerful. Now he is seen as a CM candidate. Probably directly become a CM. That's the sort of potential that he has got. Third thing you should really discuss, if you have something to ask, you can ask me the leadership. The fourth point, I would say the leadership. How did he get the buying in of the, I would say his own internal party in Tamil Nadu, also the central party? How did they buy his argument? How did he manage to convince them that he can really fight alone? Okay, it's a big battle he has won. In fact, internally, not that first battle is to win the battle internally, which he has won. I mean, before that, if you want to make any remark, you can, otherwise I can continue. Yeah.
No, sir, go ahead. I think we're doing great. At this point of time, I'd like to hear you out a little bit more. See, viewers, this is not the normal run-of-the-mill discussion.
Yeah.
We are purely looking at Annamalai as a product, a brand, a company, a startup, whatever you want to call it. And then we are trying to see we are looking at the strengths right now. At some point, there will be some chinks also. We'll be looking at that too as this conversation progresses. Over to you, sir. I will come in. I'll do this and come in. But so far, I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, you can call Annamalai as a unicorn, political unicorn. Okay.
Yes.
Really, $1 billion, you know. See, its leadership is that I always say, even in companies, whoever owns the customer is the winner. Okay, whether it is Google or Flipkart or Amazon, any of these guys. So Annamalai appeal is directly to the people, just like Modi, if you ask me. Wherever he goes, he's crowded. I was telling the other day that right from Gumdipundi, which is North Madras, to Kanyakumari, you would have seen all the constituencies, there were people. Maybe the crowd could have changed, but it was there everywhere he went. And it didn't look like, pulled crowd, paid crowd or anything. It's all, old people, all caste. You know which one really captured me, Sree? The Srirangam crowd is really the peak of that, I would say. The reception that Modi ji got in Srirangam, that is unparalleled, I would say. You know why? Because that's really cinematic, if you ask me, the Srirangam thing that happened. Okay, and that was quite natural. Those guys you cannot buy, those Srirangam people. Okay. So why it happened? So he got those people. Okay, now his appeal is directly to the people, which would have definitely appealed to the Modi. And Amit Shah saw once in Varanasi it happened. When Annamalai name came up, how people really cheered and like that. And Amit Shah had a big smile on his face and like that. So you notice all that. I mean, you know that they are completely bowled over and they are completely bought in. Okay. So this is the next one. The leadership is one who appeals directly to the voters, and he has it in him. One point I'll tell about leadership, political leadership, is that, okay, I mean, this is true of Kalaignar also, MGR also, Jayalalitha also, Kamaraj also. You don't say them that they are South Tamil Nadu leader, North Tamil Nadu leader, Kongu leader and all that. They were actually pan-Tamil Nadu leader. They could wield their influence entire Tamil Nadu. After Jayalalitha, no, Annamalai is him in that position. Okay. Because he is the only one, I think, who has appealed across Tamil Nadu, whether he goes to Tanjore, Deccan, or whether he goes to Kongu Nadu, or whether he goes to South Tamil Nadu. Don't you see that? I mean, you see the crowd across.
Very true.
That would have brought the central government, central unit to go with Annamalai, in spite of a lot of hints and push from Tamil Nadu unit probably. Okay, and because I don't know what was the uncertainty. In fact, I would say that initially I thought EPS was smart enough to really play his game through the leaders of Tamil Nadu, BJP leaders of Tamil Nadu. Okay, but then this Annamalai appeal was so overbearing, so overpowering. Okay, the central leadership could not ignore that. And I would still say that, I mean, I recently advised somebody that Annamalai should fight 24 battle together with 26 battle. He has to say that 24 battle, I need to fight the 26 battle. Then people will have the appeal because they see Annamalai. Of course, they do see Modi also, but I mean, they are keen on Tamil Nadu, But Tamil Nadu has always voted for National Party, or has always voted for National Party. This time they might see BJP as the scope there. And he has brought a beautiful coalition, which is again leadership. Through various means, people thought that, he will be isolated, but then his opponent got isolated. And this is the beauty, one of the beauties that in leadership is reducing, making competition irrelevant. Okay. He is making the competitors irrelevant. Okay. You don't fight competitors. Okay. You make them irrelevant. And then you set your own goal, your own path, and take people there, rather than all the time reacting to them, responding to them, and like that. I'm very sure Modi, knowing his, he can sense a leader, I'm sure miles away, and years away. So I'm sure they would have seen a big leadership quality there. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. And one of the things that he has been raking in Coimbatore, viewers, I live in Coimbatore, so I know the city is the hub of entrepreneurship in South India. I mean, Bangalore has become entrepreneurial, but if you look at nuts and bolts, bricks and mortar, that's what US people say. That kind of manufacturing, that kind of entrepreneurship, you will not find. There is a belt called the Congo belt. It is Tirupur, it is Karur, it is Coimbatore, and it just goes on a little bit further south. Now, this belt also boasts of perhaps the most number of educational institutions in the whole of India.
Correct.
I mean, if you drive from Coimbatore towards Palakkad, this is one highway, right? There are about 25 to 50, colleges, all sorts of colleges there. Why is there such a demand? Why is it that this is seen as a place to come and read? Only you have to understand how politics have evolved in Kerala. Most of these get their students from Kerala. They all take a bus and come here, and then they go to respective universities, and then they go back in the evening. But he is the first one now who has said that the metro is a must in Coimbatore. I mean, I have suffered through the traffic jams in Coimbatore. It's a mess. They have been trying to make this one flyover from the airport to the downtown. It's still not happened. They're saying, 10 pillars left, 5 pillars left, but they'll never finish it. This has been the strategy. Even if he just highlights a few things like this and says that from airport to Palakkad there will be a metro line, and that will be a huge game changer, because time is something that an entrepreneur knows. Time is something that an entrepreneur values. And if you give that bottleneck, take away that bottleneck, there's nothing else that needs to be said. And this will cut across, party lines and community lines. This is just my prediction. I don't know if he's going to take this thing to any left. But if he wins, becomes a minister, I'm sure he'll be able to direct a fair amount of funding to this area. And if he even, this is just validity, if you will. Sir, startups, what is somebody saying that, look, we are a startup and we have raised Series A? Right. That means somebody has actually bought your story and has given your idea a validity. And that person has put his money where his mouth is. See, the same thing I think Modi is expecting Annamalai to do by contesting in election. Yes, you did a yatra. Yes, you did all these things. Good. Now you prove yourself in the battlefield of politics. I think this is one of the reasons. You could, perhaps expand on that, and then we can probably go to question and answers.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with you. And of course, people are talking about by how much margin he will win. But strategy is correct. Field him. But I hope he doesn't become a central minister, though he can be, like what you say, it's like a proof of concept. Okay, what he can do is a proof of concept. But I think he should travel around Tamil Nadu to show that he is a Tamil Nadu leader. Not like he should not be restricted to one constituency. Okay. Second thing I would say that to make him even larger, I expect him to start canvassing in AP and Karnataka, because Tamil Nadu election gets over first, then AP and Karnataka is there. I'm sure he'll be called there to speak, because he is reasonable and quite comfortable in Kannada, and probably by now he would have picked up Telugu also. He'll become a South Indian leader. That's the sort of potential that he's got. Because I saw him right with my own eyes in Bangalore, when he canvassed and how people see him and like that. But Coimbatore will be really a test bed, and I'm sure he will prove it. And because he would have, again, the management, he has to do only one thing: ensure that all booth has got his man. Okay. Once the booths are managed, and one more thing, I've been canvassing, I hope they can be successful, curb the money distribution. If somehow the election commission can curb the money distribution, you will really know who holds how much percentage in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Third thing is make everybody vote. I'm telling BJP, just let people vote. Then they will go in, because all the newcomers will vote for Annamalai. That's the sort of potential he has got. But myself would say that, he should not spend more than a week in Coimbatore, but really cover rest of the Tamil Nadu. Maybe like a typical school, management student. He spent 3 days in the beginning, 3 days in the end to prepare for the exam. That's all. Okay. In between, you enjoy. So what you do is you go, and then, just to spend in the other constituencies and establish his leadership everywhere, so that there's a recognition that the votes are brought by him. Okay. And then at the end of the 24, people will start talking about 26. They will let them administer till 26, because they want some more maladministration. One more thing, today he has spoken. On April 14th, he is releasing one list. Okay. of assets and corruption and like that. I think that can be earth-shaking. And his timings are too good, Sree. His timings are too good. No, the way
Well,
he does
you know,
it.
there were the 10 audio tapes that were promised. Sorry to cut you off, sir. There are 10 audio tapes that were promised. The last one is the most damning one. So wait for that one. I know what it is. I don't want to, share it. And then he said, oh, no, that was not what it was. Because they may choose to not do it. That one is the most damning. Back to you, sir.
So new, Pudu Varsha Parpu should be really heralding new, and all these things are going to really change the rules of the game. The Tamil Nadu election will be played. One final thing I would say probably is an important point, but like a postscripts are always more important than the letter you write. He has now made it like a DCM versus Dravidian party. Okay, both have been combined now. I mean, they may do friendly fights and all that. In people's mind, he has made it registered that the fight is between national party, 𝗤𝗍𝙬𝗀 party, we say, the spiritual party or whatever it is, and then the national party vis-a-vis the Dravidian party. We expected it post 26. It has already happened because, I mean, people are talking of understandings and collaborations and, between the two parties. But in any case, almost ADMK has taken a backseat even in the election. If you look at the candidate selections and all that, so straight away it is DMK versus BJP, which is actually not DMK versus BJP, but between the Dravidian parties and I would say a national party. That's the narrative that's there today. Isn't it a big victory? I would say it's a big victory. For a national party to rise up to that level to challenge a Dravidian party.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Next, let's take some questions, sir, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Priyanka, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Cargo Crew wants to know, sir, Tamil Nadu is such a talented soil. Why there is only one Annamalai? Let's be happy there is one.
Sir, one in 50 years he has come. After 50 years he has come up when you are wanting more Annamalai. It will inspire. He will inspire more Annamalais. Yeah.
Very true. Very true, sir. Next one. The motivator wants to know, what about other prospective leaders, sir?
In Tamil Nadu or outside? I mean, like we have 𝗤𝙧 𝗢𝘀𝘀 in Karnataka, and similarly there will be inspiring leaders in, Andhra Pradesh, and Kerala also will throw up leader in this election. I mean, So there is one thing I'll tell you. There is a process of natural selection, as we call it, and a leader emerges given a situation, time, and like that. So hope that, I mean, somebody will use this to really emerge. I mean, yeah.
Next one, please. Vignesh wants to know, Professor, is ADMK on the decline? The candidates of ADMK from Coimbatore seem shrewd and talented. Your take on him?
Yeah, so ADMK is definitely on the decline. I mean, post the split and his own strategies. EPS, I was thinking, he really all of a sudden then he ruled reasonably well. But post that, in trying to really minimize, Annamalai, sometimes what happens, if you try to attack somebody with credibility, your own credibility will suffer. That's what happened to EBS. I mean, you should have really collaborated with him rather than trying to diminish him. In that way, he diminished himself, his stature. That's what happened. And the Coimbatore candidate, I feel he looks to me like an Appavi in the sense that somebody who puts out a poor image. I mean, you say, no, I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you means, I mean, the guy should feel challenged, isn't it? But Annamalai doesn't seem to feel challenged at all. I mean, you are like a school bowler and then go and bowl somebody in the net bowler. He's like a net bowler. Okay. And then you cannot say, oh, I beat him in the net, I beat him in the nets. I mean, you say, come to the nets, come to the nets. I'm waiting for you at the nets and all that. But, Annamalai is too good for him. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, Nandini Ashok, for becoming a YouTube member. And that brings us to a close of today's program. What a discussion, Professor Ramesh. Amazing, this perspective of looking at somebody's success using the startup paradigm is wonderful, sir. Viewers, I hope you guys like this thing. If you want to go back, you may want to go back and watch it again, because there's so much stuff that has that Professor Ramesh has packed into this. I requested him about a few hours ago. He said, I need to do some research. And he is here. It's a stunning presentation. Thank you so much, sir. Viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We want to give this a resounding success so Professor Ramesh feels confident about coming here and sharing his thoughts again. Namaskaram, sir.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.